and girls. All right, so today we're on page 111 and 112 for Module 5, Lesson 4. We're going to start with number 4 on page 111. It talks about these layers of cheese. So there's 2 layers of 1-inch cubes, okay? So each of these cubes, remember a cube is a square, okay, that has another square on the side with another square on the top. Oh, you can't see my image. There it is. Sorry for that bad drawing. Okay, so the 2 layers of 1-inch cubes. So this is 1 inch, that's an inch over here, that's an inch over here, inch, inch, inch. Each of the sides is an each of the edges, is an inch. They are placed on a platter. So it's this plate thing is a platter, as shown. So you can see the picture here. So right here I have 1 layer, 2 layer. I have 2 layers of these cheese cubes, okay, just like they told me. What it wants to know is if we added 4 more layers, if I put 4 more layers on top of here and they're added, what is the total volume of cheese now? Remember, to get volume, we have to do the length times the width times the height. This part right here is my length. This part right here is my width. And my height is this part right here. Anything that's going up is my height. Okay, so that's my height. Right now, my height looks like it's 2. Okay, so that's 2 layers. 2 layers. 2 is my height. It wants to know if I added 4 more, what would my volume be? Okay, remember, volume. Okay, so therefore, when I give my answer in volume, I'm going to have my number. Okay, so whatever number you get once you multiply. My unit here is inches, so I'm going to say inches. And then because I multiplied 1, 2, 3 things, I'm going to have to give this a cube. Right here, a power of 3, because I multiplied 3 different dimensions. 3D, 3 different dimensions. Okay? Now, over here, you're basically doing the same exact thing that we just did up over here above. You're going to have to find the volume for each of these. Now, pay attention to all these units. Here, they're in centimeters. So whatever answer you get, you're going to have to write down centimeters cubed at the top. Here, it's inches. So you're going to say inches cubed. Okay? And then so on and so forth. Same exact thing for feet. It could say bananas. Well, actually, no, it can't say bananas. It would have to see some type of measurement. If it was saying how many bananas are there, you would just say there's, I don't know, 12 bananas. But if it asks the volume for those things, then you'd have to give the measurement that you're measuring in. So here they're measuring by feet. And then you'd have to give it the power because you multiplied 3 different things. Okay, so what this is, I just want to make sure this part is clear. When it says 4 feet, and here you see 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, that usually means that this is 1 foot, this is 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. Altogether, they're 4 feet. Okay, hope that was clear. Okay, because it's not always the case like that, and we'll see that later on in the next page. Okay, so here we are on page 112, number 11. Danielle makes these displays using 1-inch blocks of wood, okay? So this right here is 1 inch, that part right here is 1 inch, okay? It's 1 inch, it's a square, it's 1 inches on one side, it's 1 inches on the other side, for just this little tiny brown square right here in the corner. Okay, that's what this is telling me. It wants to know which of these has a greater volume, and then it wants you to explain. Okay, notice the word it said, which has a greater volume. Okay, so it doesn't need for you to give the answer saying, oh, block 1 is this much and block 2 is that much. However, you might need to write that information as part of your explanation. What you do need for this to be your answer is state which block has the greater volume, the first block or the second block. And then tell me why. And you would say, because block blank has this as its volume and block blank has this as its volume. Okay? And then don't forget inches, and then we're going to cube. Okay? Because we're multiplying 3 different things. Okay. Here we are, number 12. It says, consider the right rectangular prism shown. The length of the edge of the cube is 1 inch. Okay, so again, thus this cube right here is 1 inch. And on this side over here, it's 1 inch. It wants to know what is the volume of this entire figure. Okay, so you're going to have to count the length, you're going to have to count the width, and then you're going to have to count the height and multiply. And like we said, to get volume, you're going to have to do length times width times height. Okay? Now it says for the second bullet, suppose the length of each of the cube is now doubled to 2 inches. Okay? This is what I was talking about before. Right now it's saying this little tiny side right here of this little tiny square is 1 inch. But now it's saying look at the same exact shape. Instead of this one little side being 1 inch, now this is 2 inches. So before I had 1, 2, 3 centimeters. But now if each of these is 2 centimeters, what's my new length? Okay? What's my new width? What's my new height? Okay? It wants you to use that information to write a numerical expression, not an equation, an expression, okay? To model the new volume, okay? So just write the numerical expression of what you need to do to get the answer, but don't tell me what it is yet. Then, so after you do that, you're going to put a comma or a semicolon, and then you're going to tell me what the new volume is, and do not forget, because it is inches, okay, because they told us it's inches, right here, we are then going to cube my answer, whatever it is that you get. So first write your expression here, and then give me your answer here, okay? Finally, number 13, a right rectangular prism has a square base. So the bottom of the shape is a square. Now, we've been talking about squares a lot. If the bottom of this shape, and I'm going to draw like this because that's how it would look like if I was looking at it from the side. If the bottom of it is a square, that means this side and this side have the same length and width. So my length and width need to be the same number. Okay? And then it's going to have, it's going to have a height. Okay? Now the important part about this is that you need to try to figure out what is the length, the width, and the height of this shape. Okay? Sorry about that. My mom's a little sick. If you can hear her coughing in the background. What is the length, the width, and the height? That is what it's looking for here. The length, the width, and the height. Okay? It already told us that the base, okay, the base is a square. So that means whatever number you get here and whatever number you get here, they have to be the same number. And then you're going to multiply it by this number, and when you're done, you need to get the answer 144. Okay? There's more than one answer for number 13. Okay? Just because these two have to be the same doesn't mean that only one way works. And we'll talk about that when I see you guys at the video conference today at 1 p.m. Okay? All right. So if you have any questions, please, like always, comment below. You don't need to do the learning mindset if you don't want to. But if you want to, you can. Okay. So again, if you have any questions, comment below. And I will see you at 1 p.m. at the video conference. Please be patient for the post. It takes a while for it to share sometimes because there's so many different houses and computers that I was trying to reach into. And some people have computers, some people have laptops or iPads. And it's just a lot of different Wi-Fi. So just be a little patient. Okay? Bye, boys and